1000% with this, that the narcissists will be done with you. Have you ever found yourself entangled in a relationship with a narcissist, where the dynamics oscillate until it abruptly concludes? The characteristics of narcissists are familiar to many, particularly the sudden end triggered by a specific action. But what exactly is this action? In this video, we delve into that and shed light on their typical behavior when it occurs. Firstly, let's define narcissism. Essentially, it's an excessive self-absorption where individuals perceive themselves as superior and show little regard for others. Those with narcissistic personality disorder incessantly seek admiration, convinced of their uniqueness, often expecting special treatment. Their sense of entitlement often overshadows empathy towards others. Diagnosis typically requires displaying at least 5 of the following traits. 1. Exaggerated sense of importance. 2. Belief in their uniqueness, making them difficult to comprehend. 3. Persistent fantasies of success, power, or beauty. 4. Envy of others, or the belief that others envy them. 5. Exploitative behavior to achieve their goals. 6. Arrogant demeanor and thoughts. 7. Constant need for excessive admiration. 8. Expectation of special treatment. 9. Lack of empathy and inability to understand others' emotions or needs. Navigating relationships with narcissists is notoriously challenging. However, there are telltale signs that indicate their impending departure when faced with adversity. Such endings can leave one feeling adrift and questioning their own value. This raises the question of whether a narcissist is capable of genuine care for someone other than themselves. While it's conceivable, it doesn't align with conventional notions of love and concern. The way a narcissist terminates a relationship, evident in their treatment of the connection and subsequently of the individual, reveals a shift in intimacy, leaving behind a disconcerting void. At their essence, narcissists struggle with forming intimate bonds. They lack the innate inclination for connection that most individuals possess. Their emotional repertoire comprises resentment, anger, and even hostility, diverging from the typical range of human emotions. Such behavior may appear perplexing to those not acquainted with narcissistic traits, as the desire for healthy, reciprocal relationships is universal. However, narcissists gravitate towards exploiting individuals who retain an inclination towards love and compassion, underscoring the prevalence of vanity in contemporary society. For those who have experienced relationships with narcissists, pondering the origins of narcissistic behavior is inevitable. It becomes evident that such behavior often stems from childhood adversities like abandonment, trauma, or emotional neglect. To cope and survive, they adopt defensive mechanisms that manifest as callousness and hostility. Here's an intriguing observation. That acquaintance of yours who exhibits narcissistic traits might have attempted to emulate you, especially during the initial stages of your relationship. It's a common tactic among narcissists to mimic their partners, sometimes to an eerie degree, even adopting their quirks and habits. In typical relationships, each individual brings their unique idiosyncrasies that contribute to their individuality. However, narcissists seem intent on assimilating your persona. Another noteworthy point: while you may receive abundant affection and attention from them, it's merely a facade. It's not genuine. These gestures are orchestrated to fabricate a false sense of intimacy, which inevitably dissipates, but they can no longer sustain the charade. This is a telltale sign that their authentic self is emerging. You might wonder why genuine connection is elusive for narcissists. The answer lies in their substitution of love and care with anger and hostility. Rather than being a source of support and encouragement, They resort to resentment and animosity, particularly when faced with rejection, viewing it as a victory in their manipulation. This transition from a stress bond to a threat complicates disengagement from a narcissist, even when their deceit and control tactics are recognized. Doubts about the sincerity of their affection may plague you, casting their entire facade as a sham. It's crucial to recognize that their affection was merely a performance. They are incapable of reciprocating genuine love. Breaking free from the cycle of seeking love from those incapable of offering it is imperative. That said, what signs do narcissists exhibit when they're ready to part ways with you? The apt term for it is discard. Once a narcissist has extracted what they need from you, they dispose of you without a second thought. It's as if they view people solely as tools to fulfill their desires, discarding them once they've served their purpose. In this scenario, they deem you no longer beneficial to them. It's a harsh reality to confront. However, it's crucial to recognize this behavior for what it truly signifies: a blatant disregard for your emotions and welfare. Sadly, it's yet another demonstration of their incapacity to form genuine connections with others. The affection they once showered upon you swiftly transforms into resentment and hostility, as they perceive no incentive to maintain the relationship. Furthermore, it's apparent that at this juncture, the narcissist is nearing the end of their investment in you. It's probable that they've already set their sights on someone else and are actively seeking new targets. Narcissists often exhibit a pattern of swiftly transitioning to new prospects, sometimes even engaging with multiple individuals simultaneously prior to severing ties with you. It's as though they're constantly in pursuit of their next source of validation, akin to seeking a perpetual fix. Their insatiable need to bolster their self-esteem drives them to hop from one person to the next, in search of individuals who will lavish them with even more love, care, and assistance. The pursuit of love and meaningful connections among ordinary individuals differs significantly from the perpetual cycle observed with narcissists. Understanding and navigating through such experiences can be profoundly challenging. However, it's crucial to recognize that this behavior doesn't diminish your inherent worth as a person. It's not your fault. Rather, it's a reflection of the distorted views on love, intimacy, and relationships that narcissists harbor. If you find yourself entangled in a relationship with a narcissist or grappling with its aftermath, remember that there is hope for healing and moving forward from this detrimental pattern. That being said, it's tempting to vilify all narcissists with strong condemnatory language. Yet, such a mindset fails to facilitate understanding or resolution. By resorting to this approach, we inadvertently stoop to their level, perpetuating a cycle of negativity. It's essential to strive for a deeper comprehension of the underlying dynamics at play. Perhaps you were seeking love, but inadvertently found yourself in the wrong company. Consequently, if you repeatedly find yourself drawn to relationships with narcissists, it may be necessary to acknowledge your role in perpetuating this pattern and commit to personal growth. Narcissists often prey on individuals who are codependent and yearn for validation and affection. Therefore, it's imperative to prioritize self-reflection and cultivate a sense of self-worth. Take a moment to reassess why you consistently engage with individuals who are detrimental to your well-being. Above all, remember that you deserve authentic love and respect from someone who cherishes you for who you are. Acknowledging that the relationship with the narcissist was built on falsehoods can be one of the most challenging aspects to confront. It's daunting to admit that you were living a facade, blinded by love to the warning signs. While it may be tempting to assign blame to external factors, dwelling on resentment will only hinder your journey towards a fulfilling life. It's crucial to be honest with yourself. You may find yourself drawn to such individuals for various reasons, and it's essential to address those underlying factors. Perhaps you overlook warning signs or prioritize others' needs over your own. Taking ownership of your actions is key, regardless of the circumstances. Understanding why you repeatedly find yourself in unhealthy relationships is pivotal to breaking the cycle and fostering genuine, nourishing connections with others. You have the power to break free from this detrimental pattern by acknowledging your role, committing to self-improvement, and identifying the recurring patterns that lead you into narcissistic relationships. Maintaining hope and faith in yourself is vital. Remember, you deserve love and happiness. Embrace your mistakes as opportunities for growth. They will ultimately contribute to your personal development. Instead of merely overcoming ego, focus on continuous growth and self-betterment. With time and dedication, you'll cultivate authentic connections with individuals capable of reciprocating love and care.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're delving into a topic that's both enlightening and incredibly important: how narcissists manipulate others for sexual gratification. Narcissists are individuals who crave attention in every aspect of their lives, and their pursuit of sexual satisfaction is no different. But here's the kicker: when you find yourself involved with a narcissist intimately, the experience might not unfold as you'd hoped. Initially, it might seem like you're connecting on a deep level, but soon enough, you might realize there's an ulterior motive lurking beneath the surface, one that could leave you deeply wounded. In this video, we're unveiling some key strategies to be wary of when engaging sexually with a narcissist. These tactics could signal that you're being used as nothing more than a pawn in their game. But fret not, you don't have to navigate this complex situation alone. Stick around until the end, where we'll share some invaluable insights to help you break free from this cycle. And don't forget to check out the description for details on how to access my complimentary course, Narcissism 101, Recognizing the Signs, Breaking Free, and Reclaiming Your Life. Let's dive in. 1. Strictly casual encounters. For narcissists, relationships are nothing more than a way to fulfill their sexual cravings without any hint of emotional involvement or commitment. They perceive others as mere objects, seeking only superficial physical interactions devoid of any deeper significance. While they may pretend to offer intimacy or connection, in reality, you're just a means to an end, a convenient outlet for their sexual urges. Narcissists have no interest in nurturing real connections or investing in emotional bonds. Their only concern is satisfying their immediate desires. To them, you're replaceable, discarded once they've satisfied their needs. Their primary focus is on fulfilling their own desires, with little consideration for their partner's feelings or well-being. If you're hoping for a meaningful relationship or genuine connection, getting involved with a narcissist is likely to leave you feeling used and dispensable. 2. Infidelity, narcissist second nature. To narcissists, fidelity holds little weight in their quest for pleasure. They see committed relationships as barriers to their unquenchable sexual cravings, readily straying without a shred of guilt. Their pursuit of sexual satisfaction is relentless, regardless of the emotional wreckage left behind. Cheating isn't a moral dilemma for them, it's just another avenue to fulfill their endless desires. They exploit their partner's trust and faithfulness, betraying them to satisfy their own whims. When caught, they deflect blame, refusing to acknowledge their part in the deception. To narcissists, relationships are disposable, and fidelity is just an obstacle to maneuver around. They see their partners as replaceable toys, discarding them once their immediate needs are met. Being with a narcissist means living in constant dread of betrayal and deceit as they prioritize their own wants above all else. 3. Egocentrism. Narcissists reach beyond the bedroom. Narcissists are consumed by their own cravings, both in and out of the bedroom. They see themselves as irresistible, deserving constant praise, with little regard for their partner's needs or feelings. Sex becomes a mere tool for their gratification, devoid of genuine emotional connection or intimacy. In bed, narcissists prioritize their pleasure above all, ignoring their partner's satisfaction. They lack empathy, failing to grasp the importance of mutual respect and reciprocity in sexual relationships. Instead, they view sex as yet another arena to assert dominance and fulfill selfish desires. Beyond the bedroom, narcissists persist in putting their own needs first, often at the expense of others. They exploit individuals for personal gain, showing little concern for the fallout. Whether in intimate relationships or daily interactions, narcissists exhibit profound self-centeredness that taints every facet of their lives. 4. Enchantment in disguise, the narcissist spell. Narcissists wield an innate charm that ensnares their targets, drawing them in with an irresistible charisma. In the early stages of a relationship, they radiate an alluring aura that captivates those around them. However, it's crucial to understand that this charm is but a facade, a manipulative tool used by the narcissist to exert control. Behind their charismatic facade lies a calculated agenda driven by self-serving motives. They lavish their targets with affection and attention, crafting an illusion of genuine connection and intimacy. Yet, be warned, this charm is fleeting and shallow. It serves as a means to an end for the narcissist, who sees relationships as opportunities for self-gratification. Once their objectives are met, they discard their target without hesitation, moving on to the next conquest. Thus, while the charm may be beguiling, it's essential to pierce through the illusion and discern the narcissist's true intentions lurking beneath the surface. 5. The puppeteer's game of dependence. Narcissists masterfully weave a web of dependency in their relationships, gradually chipping away at their partner's autonomy and self-assurance. They manipulate their prey into believing they're indispensable, instilling a deep-seated fear of life without them. By nurturing this reliance, narcissists secure control, ensuring unwavering obedience and devotion. They exploit the vulnerability of their dependents, using it to bolster their own sense of supremacy and dominance. Those ensnared by dependence become easy prey, sacrificing their own needs to appease their captor. This feeds the narcissist's insatiable hunger for admiration, solidifying their grip. The dependence game is their strategic ploy to maintain control, trapping their prey in a cycle of manipulation and subservience. 6. Disposable pawns in the narcissist's game. To a narcissist, you're nothing more than a disposable pawn, discarded once they've drained you of usefulness. They shower you with affection one moment, then discard you callously the next. Your value lies solely in fulfilling their desires. After exploiting your sexuality, they discard you heartlessly, oblivious to the emotional wreckage they leave behind. You're left feeling used and discarded, while they move on without a backward glance. To them, you're just a pawn in their game of indulgence. Despite any illusions, you're merely a means to an end in their pursuit of pleasure. They'll exploit your vulnerability, discarding you when you no longer serve their needs. Don't be deceived by their false promises. To a narcissist, you're expendable. 7. Flaunting the paradox, charms and imperfections. Narcissists delight in showcasing a paradoxical mix of their strengths and vulnerabilities, believing them to be irresistible traits. They flood you with images flaunting their physical prowess or vulnerabilities, aiming to captivate your attention and admiration. Particularly in matters of intimacy, they exude an aura of invincibility, flaunting their masculine or feminine allure to draw you into their seductive web. Their confidence knows no bounds, expecting you to succumb to their charm solely based on their physical appeal. They parade their assets, hoping to ensnare you in their embrace. But beware of falling for their superficial allure. If you fail to meet their expectations, they swiftly pivot to displaying their possessions or enticing others to provoke a reaction from you. They'll go to great lengths to grab your attention, regardless of the emotional toll it takes on you. 8. The crown of entitlement. Narcissists wear the crown of entitlement, seeing themselves as royalty entitled to every desire and whim. This entitlement saturates every facet of their existence, including their attitudes toward intimacy. They believe they have the right to engage in sexual activities without regard for others' boundaries or consent. Driven by their arrogance and inflated self-importance, they expect others to cater to their needs and desires unquestioningly. They prioritize their own gratification above all else, demanding unwavering devotion and compliance from their partners. Their entitlement extends to sexual relationships, where they deem themselves entitled to participate in sexual acts whenever and with whomever they please, irrespective of consent or reciprocity. For narcissists, fulfilling their sexual desires is a non-negotiable priority, and they demand others prioritize their satisfaction above all else. 9. Methods of force. Narcissists are very good at using emotional and physical threats to get what they want, even if it's sexual. When they face opposition or problems, they react with anger first, and if necessary, they use force or threats. They think that other people must follow their wants no matter what, even if others disagree or set limits. Narcissists are ready to use trickery, threats, or blackmail to get what they want, especially when it comes to getting physical pleasure. Narcissists often use threats to trick their partners into doing what they want and make them afraid. They might say they will post private information or pictures online or get violent if their requests are not met. People who are forced to use these methods feel hopeless and are forced to give in to avoid more harm. 10. Willpower that is narcissistic. Narcissists are determined to get what they want, no matter what it takes, even if it means using force. When it comes to getting sex, they will do anything to control, trick, or even physically hurt their targets. They can't stand being turned down, so they'll use every trick in the book to get you to agree with them. The fact that you said no doesn't matter to them. They think they can take what they want even if you say no. Narcissists may even hurt you physically to get what they want sexually, without caring about your rights or well-being. Their lack of respect for limits and consent shows how predatory they are, making victims feel helpless and violated. It's important to know that narcissists are likely to use force and to take the necessary steps to protect yourself when you're around them. To wrap it up, sexual narcissists prioritize their own pleasure without regard for your well-being, using and exploiting you until they've had their fill. It's vital to recognize the danger and distance yourself from these toxic individuals. If you find yourself being mistreated, remember, it's completely acceptable to walk away. Never allow a narcissist to manipulate or control you. Stand firm and assert yourself. You deserve respect and care, not to be exploited by someone solely focused on themselves. And don't forget to show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing this video to raise awareness and help others facing similar challenges. Additionally, be sure to check out the free resources and details on one-on-one consultations provided in the description below for further guidance and support. Take care of yourself and prioritize your safety.
Ever pondered about the reaction of a narcissist? Well, mirroring their behavior isn't some kind of mystical cure. Mimicking their actions won't trigger an epiphany or induce a change of heart. They don't pause and contemplate, is this how it feels for me? Perhaps I should reconsider my behavior. Note that scenario doesn't play out. If you serve them a taste of their own medicine, don't anticipate a sudden realization dawning upon them. They're well aware but simply indifferent. And here's the kicker: they absolutely detest it when you reciprocate their tactics. In today's episode, we'll delve into 5 potential reactions for a narcissist if you opt to treat them akin to how they treat you. If you're intrigued and hungry for more insights, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that bell icon to stay updated. Ready to embark on this journey? Let's dive right in. 1. Deciphering emotional manipulation. In the realm of human connections, there exists a cunning tactic known as emotional manipulation, often wielded by individuals with narcissistic inclinations to bend others to their will through guilt. Picture this. When confronted with their misdeeds, they deftly resurrect emotionally charged moments, such as shared experiences or hardships, aiming to sway your sentiments. Their goal: to elicit sympathy and garner a favorable response. Beware of their portrayal of themselves as victims, a maneuver designed to induce feelings of guilt within you. This maneuver is none other than the insidious strategy of narcissistic guilt. 2. The dynamic of victimhood. Venture into the intricate maze of narcissistic conduct, and you'll stumble upon the art of playing the victim, a strategic diversionary tactic. Here, narcissists adeptly cast themselves as the wounded party, obscuring their own role in conflicts. In this psychological choreography, they assume the guise of victims, casting you as the antagonist or villain. Through a linguistic dance, they may proclaim victim status despite being the instigators of discord. A sophisticated ruse unfolds as they reverse roles, deflecting blame and redirecting attention to your reactions. Brace yourself for a figurative trial by fire, where mimicking their conduct becomes a weaponized accusation of abuse. It transcends mere gaslighting. It's a calculated endeavor to rewrite the narrative, legitimizing punitive measures for offenses never committed. 3. The tempest of reflected actions. Imagine this scenario. You find yourself mirroring someone else's behavior. It's a moment of truth that shatters their illusion of control. The ensuing shock isn't genuine surprise. It's their response to their manipulative scheme crumbling. Witnessing their loss of control leaves them feeling vulnerable and exposed, prompting attempts to regain dominance through anger, intimidation, or manipulation. Maintaining a sense of superiority is imperative for them, and any challenge to their authority is perceived as a direct assault. Prepare yourself for the storm. It may manifest as verbal onslaughts or even physical aggression, all driven by the threat to their meticulously crafted facade of invincibility. 4. The chasm of heightening strategies. Delving into the intricate psyche of narcissistic behavior reveals a peculiar reaction when they witness their own actions mirrored. Narcissists loathe acknowledging their wrongdoing, preferring instead to deflect blame through projection and justification. To them, mirroring represents insubordination and defamation, triggering their punitive instincts. Brace yourself for the repercussions as the situation escalates. A surge of abuse, manipulation, punishment, retaliation, theatrics, distance, and unabashed narcissism. This heightened state extends beyond mere emotional turmoil, encroaching upon tangible aspects of life, such as withholding vital resources, instigating legal entanglements, and disrupting the tranquility that should accompany a separation. The power play intensifies with endeavors to isolate you or besmirch your reputation, ensnaring others as unwitting pawns in their scheme. When confronted with exposure, desperation propels them to resort to extreme measures in a bid to regain dominion. 5. The mosaic of pathological narratives. Embark on a journey through the narcissist's narrative, and you'll encounter a mosaic woven with pathology. When they observe you mirroring their behavior, it's as though they're adorning you with labels like bipolar, narcissist, or borderline personality disorder. This maneuver serves a dual purpose, assigning blame to you while bolstering their victim narrative. Prepare yourself for a tale where every relationship issue is squarely laid at your feet, with blame extending beyond your actions to encompass friends, career, and family. They may even fabricate narratives involving addiction or substance abuse, conveniently refraining from official diagnosis to evade accountability. marvel at the intricacy of their narrative, even labeling you as a narcissist if it suits their agenda. The outcome? A bewildering labyrinth, portraying you as mentally unstable, tarnishing your credibility, and deftly manipulating the perceptions of those around you.